What's up, everyone? Thanks for tuning in to the Famous and Fearless channel. A woman no one had ever heard of just blew the lid off one of the most closely guarded royal secrets of the decade. No blurry silhouette, no distorted voice, just two letters, DL, and a calm, confident face staring straight into the camera. Her claim, she wasn't just an egg donor or a stand-in. She says she was the full-blown secret surrogate for both of Meghan Markle's children, Archie and Lilibet, and she's not just speaking up, she's showing the receipts. Hospital records, NDA contracts, financial transfers, a paper trail dating back to 2018. She says she was promised privacy and compensation, but instead she was erased from the narrative. And now she's done being quiet. This isn't just another celebrity scandal. If what she's saying is true, it could unravel everything from Harry and Meghan's public image to the very legitimacy of the royal line of succession. And the craziest part, the internet may have seen it coming all along. For years, people brushed it off as conspiracy talk. Grainy footage, slowed down clips, blurry stills, none of it seemed real enough to take seriously. But now, in light of DL's bombshell claims, those old videos are going viral all over again. Clips showing Meghan's baby bump folding inward when she sat down. Photos where the size of her stomach changed drastically from one day to the next. A strange moment during a 2019 appearance when her bump appeared to swing unnaturally under her dress. People laughed it off back then. They blamed angles, wardrobe malfunctions, even camera tricks. But now, that footage is being re-examined frame by frame, and suddenly, it doesn't look so funny. Online forums that once dismissed the theories as tabloid bait are now flooded with amateur sleuths pulling up screenshots, matching dates, pointing out inconsistencies. Even mainstream outlets are cautiously rewording headlines, no longer calling it nonsense, but unconfirmed allegations. The tone has shifted, and this shift matters because DL's story doesn't sound like the rantings of someone seeking attention. It sounds like someone who's been waiting, silently collecting proof, while the rest of the world slowly caught up. But if this was more than just speculation all along, why didn't anyone say anything sooner? From the very beginning, something about Archie's birth felt off. Royal births follow a predictable pattern. Press outside the hospital, the mother on the steps holding the baby, photos taken, names announced, timelines confirmed. That's how it worked for Kate and William. That's how it's always worked. But not for Harry and Meghan. Instead of a hospital announcement, there was a strange video of Harry standing outside a stable. Yes, a literal stable, grinning awkwardly as he shared that the baby had been born. No medical details, no official location, no hospital name, just a vague, cheerful statement that left more questions than answers. And then came the birth certificate. When it was finally released, eagle-eyed observers noticed something bizarre. Meghan's full name, Rachel Meghan Markle, had been completely removed. In its place, Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex. The palace claimed it was a clerical change. Meghan later said it was done without her consent. But in light of DL's claims, a new theory has emerged. Was that edit made to avoid legal complications? Because if Meghan wasn't actually the birth mother, listing her as such on a legal document could be seen as falsifying a record. And if the palace knew, then this wasn't just a PR decision, it was a cover-up. But this mystery didn't end with Archie. She calls herself DL. No last name, no disguise, just a calm woman staring directly into the camera, speaking with the kind of quiet certainty that makes people lean in. According to her, she wasn't just a random surrogate. She was handpicked through a California-based agency, placed under strict isolation, and monitored around the clock for 2 separate pregnancies. No visitors, no social media, no outside contact. Meghan's team, she says, controlled every detail: medical appointments, housing, even mental health support. At first, DL says she complied. She signed non-disclosure agreements, accepted the financial compensation, and trusted that she would be taken care of. But after delivering the second child, something changed. She developed postpartum preeclampsia, a dangerous condition involving high blood pressure and potential organ failure, and received little to no follow-up care. That's when she realized she wasn't seen as a person, just a vessel. And that's when she started documenting everything: texts, emails, bank transfers, medical appointments, even timestamps on Uber receipts. DL didn't just keep notes, she built a timeline, and now she's putting it all out there. Her exact words in a private interview? "They erased me, so I decided to make myself unforgettable." But what she says next puts everything into a different light. In most celebrity scandals, there's a playbook: deny, distract, sue, repeat. Meghan and Harry have used it before. Quick legal threats, public statements, well-timed interviews, but this time, nothing, not a word, just silence. No Instagram posts, posts, no podcast comments, no public appearances, no friendly outlet pushing their side of the story. Instead, behind the scenes, sources say their legal team is in overdrive, allegedly issuing cease and desist letters to media outlets even considering interviews with DL. And yet, DL isn't backing down. She's already stated she's open to a DNA test, but only if it's run by a neutral third party. She's even said she'll testify under oath. That kind of confidence? It's got people asking, what does she know that makes her so fearless? And more importantly, why aren't Meghan and Harry simply proving her wrong? In the court of public opinion, silence doesn't look strategic. It looks guilty. And the longer they stay quiet, the more this story slips out of their control. But the real damage isn't just public, it's personal. And behind closed doors, things are reportedly falling apart fast. Sources close to Harry say he's unraveling. The once confident royal is reportedly lashing out at aides, isolating himself, and spiraling into paranoia. Some insiders claim he's barely sleeping, haunted by questions he can't answer. Who knew what? When did they know it? And worst of all, was he misled by the one person he trusted most? One former staffer put it bluntly, he's caught in a lie he thought he could control. Meanwhile, Meghan is said to be furious. Not just at DL, but at Harry. According to insiders, she believes his hesitation to shut the story down gave it oxygen. She allegedly expected him to act fast, to deny everything, to kill the momentum before it snowballed. He didn't, and now she's paying the price. The couple is reportedly sleeping in separate rooms. Their once glamorous Montecito estate, dubbed a peaceful sanctuary in Oprah interviews, is now described by staff as tense and fraying at the edges. And it's not just emotional strain. Meghan's business empire is feeling the heat. Her lifestyle brand, offering everything from skincare to luxury wines, is quietly losing partners. Some sponsors are pulling out altogether. One insider summed it up like this: no one wants to be the face of a PR time bomb. But while their home life implodes, another storm is brewing across the Atlantic, and it's a lot bigger than bad press. This isn't just a PR disaster anymore, it's creeping into constitutional crisis territory. According to reports, senior advisors inside the British monarchy are now quietly reviewing the legal implications of DL's claims. Because if a surrogate was used and not disclosed, it could violate centuries-old royal protocols regarding succession and legitimacy. Let's be clear, surrogacy isn't illegal, nor is it taboo in modern Britain, but in the context of the monarchy, where bloodlines and transparency are everything, hiding it, that's explosive. The Queen's former press secretary even weighed in during a recent radio appearance, saying, if these claims are true, it would raise serious questions about legitimacy and title rights. The monarchy has always been built on tradition, and secrecy around birth could be seen as deception. And here's where things get really messy. Archie and Lilibet hold titles. Prince, Princess. Their place in the line of succession has been publicly acknowledged by Buckingham Palace. But if the births were misrepresented, legal scholars warn it could lead to retroactive changes, including possible title removals or a re-evaluation of their standing in the royal lineage. No formal investigation has been announced, but make no mistake, behind palace doors, the alarm bells are ringing. Quiet legal consultations are reportedly underway, and for an institution obsessed with control, this level of uncertainty is terrifying. But while the palace scrambles in the shadows, the public's patience is running out. For a couple that once commanded the sympathy of millions, the shift in public tone has been brutal. Celebrities who once championed Meghan and Harry, those who reposted their interviews, endorsed their ventures, and praised their authenticity, are going quiet. Podcasts that previously highlighted Meghan's activism are scrubbing old episodes. Endorsements that once shouted empowerment have vanished into silence. Social media has turned too. Fan pages that were once filled with admiration are now flooded with skepticism. Comments demand answers. Polls show trust in the Sussexes has dropped to its lowest point since their exit from royal duties. Even longtime defenders are beginning to ask the same haunting question. If they lied about this, what else have they lied about? And for Meghan, who built her post-royal brand on the image of the brave truth teller, someone breaking free from the palace to speak honestly, this moment is existential, because once your brand is based on truth, a single lie can bring it all crashing down. The illusion of the fairy tale has cracked, and now people are asking to see behind the curtain. But there's one more twist still unfolding, and if it hits the airwaves, this story might never go back in the box. Multiple sources say at least 2 major US networks have already pre-recorded interviews with DL. The footage is reportedly being held until legal teams give the green light. If that interview airs and DL's documents check out, this entire saga could shift from scandal to full-scale royal reckoning, and Meghan's team team knows it. Insiders claim her legal advisors are working around the clock, not just threatening media outlets, but scrambling to stop the footage from ever going public. So far, they've had limited success. And DL, she's not just unfazed, she's leaning in. She's made it clear she welcomes legal action, she's ready to testify, and she won't be silenced. It's not a gossip story anymore. It's not just a PR blunder. This is shaping up to be one of the most devastating reputation collapses in modern royal history. Because if Meghan and Harry misled the public about their children's birth stories, if they faked transparency to preserve titles or to control optics, it won't just destroy their brand. It could fracture what's left of their royal connection. It could erase the very foundation they used to build a life outside the palace walls. And in that silence they've maintained so carefully, the clock keeps ticking. The public is watching, the monarchy is listening, and DL, she's just getting started.